Hello guys, good evening. Thank you for joining my live.
Baby, give me 7 weeks, and I promise you that your voice will shock you. The Vocal Star Academy is back! Last year I did something that... This is China, and right over there is North Korea. This river is the dividing line between our two countries. From this deck, you can clearly see daily life on North Korean side.
So guys, good evening. How are you? How's today? So like recently I just learned about North Korea and South Korea. I think I and I'm in shock. I learned how people are living in North Korea, how things are so terrible there. Like I'm in shock. I used to see picture of their supreme leader Jong Un. I see how people talk about him on Twitter, call him a very strict leader. I didn't know it was this serious until I watched the this K drama titled Crash Landing on You. Crash Landing on You, where Siri, is it Yoon Siri, accidentally crash landed in South Korea. So I now did some research and I learned that it's actually real life story where North Korea and South Korea are actually not in good terms, and they used to be the same country. They used to be the same country, but they are no longer the same country because you know of the obvious reasons. But like I'm just in shock, like in 21st century, where people can actually, people are living like no freedom at all in North Korea. Like I'm really in shock. In North Korea, I learned that there are only 28 approved hairstyles. 28 approved hairstyles. I think they say the 8 is for the men, the 20 is for the women. And women, young girls are not allowed to have long hair. Like in 21st century, and they've had one, I think their leader has been from the same soldier. Thank you for joining my live. North Korea have had the same leader from the same family for so long. But that's not even my problem. Like I'm just so in shock that in North Korea, you are not allowed to own a car without permission from the supreme leader, like from the government. Everything is government controlled. This is shocking. Yeah, hi. For those asking, I'm from Nigeria. I'm from Nigeria. So you can imagine my shock. Imagine in 21st century, you can't even own a car with your own money. People are living in poverty. You know, and I learned that in North Korea, like I've been doing a lot of research about North Korea. In North Korea, that there are only three TV channels, and people do not even have access to internet in North Korea. Like, I didn't know it was this serious. I didn't know it was this serious. Like, yeah, I'm in shock, to be honest. Like, it's so terrible. And I learned that in North Korea, you are not allowed to freely go to another country. People are not allowed to go to another country. For those that have left, they escape. It's not like in Nigeria where you have the freedom. If you can afford it, you can just apply for visa and just go to America, or you can just go to the UK, or go to Italy. It's not like that in North Korea. So I'm in shock, and I feel really bad for the people. But I hope that one day, they will have better situation. You know, I just hope they will have better situation one day. What's in my research, I see people saying things can be better for them. Maybe if there is, maybe reconciliation between South Korea and North Korea, which I don't see happening anytime soon. Well, let's see what the future holds. Maybe things might be better. You know, maybe maybe one of the family member might inherit the kingship one day and decide to just change things for people and make things seems easy. Yamil, hi. You say you're Latino Spanish. Oh, that's nice. Thank you for joining my live. I'm from northern Nigeria. My name is Zaina. Thank you for coming to my live. You know? Yeah, I'm in shock. Guys, like I'm in shock. What is happening in North Korea, right? It's crazy. So guys, if you're on my live and if this is your first time, please can you subscribe to my channel? I'm trying to grow this channel. Subscribe to my channel and leave a like and a comment, okay? Yeah, and tell me in the comment section what do you think about what I'm talking about. Like, is this the first time you're hearing about North Korea? You know, there are actually crazy rules in North Korea. Imagine. Do you know that in North Korea they are so poor that they can't even afford basic needs in North Korea? Like there's serious poverty in that country. Can you imagine that? You know, I when I watched the movie Crash Landing on You, the K-drama, I thought maybe it was just fiction. But I realized that it's real, it's true. North Koreans are not permitted to leave the country. You are not allowed to own a car, you're not allowed to do a business. It's crazy. You know, in Nigeria we complain a lot, things are bad, but when you see some situations in some country, you just thank God that, at least in Nigeria we have freedom to do things. We can freely travel out of the country. We can, you know, we have some basic amenities at least. So for the past few days I've been doing research upon research about North Korea, and my findings have been really shocking. Really shocking.
This is Mia. Welcome back to my channel. I'm currently in Truman, a tiny border city in China that sits right up against North Korea. This river is called the Truman River. It marks the border between
So even right now I'm watching a YouTube video about North Korea. You know, I'm so curious. Like I'm really trying to understand how did they get
North Korea
to where they are right now.
Across from us is Namyeon, North Korea's 13th largest city. There are even telescopes installed there. Don't have to pay to use them. It's honestly look exactly like China did 40 years ago. That is North Korea Kindergarten. That is Namyeon Middle School, where students are doing extracurriculars.
The interview question that decides everything. What AI tools do you use? If you say chat,
Here is the primary school. The teacher is leading a general cleanup.
So this video I'm watching right now
And that is a North Korean
is
dream.
the video where Didi is showing us the border between China and North Korea, and she can see North Korea like from where she is in China, and you can see how the place look very deserted, look very underdeveloped. Oh my god, it's crazy.
Bicycles are the primary mode of transportation here.
You see, they say bicycles are the primary model of transportation in North Korea. People are not allowed to own cars. Imagine in 21st century, you can't even own a car. It's crazy.
Cars are not allowed.
You know, this is really making me feel really like to be really very grateful with the privilege that I have. You know?
Oh, this is government vehicle.
Most of the cars in North Korea are owned by the
Buses are
government
the
or
elite
government
district,
officials.
home to officials and national contributors. Guessing North Tower at the top of the mountain is specifically used for signal jamming to block Chinese networks.
Well, like I don't understand. You're not making these people happy. You're not helping them, and there's restriction of you know of movements. People should be allowed to travel. People should be allowed to move to another country. Like there should not be restriction. But I don't know why the supreme leader of North Korea, you know, placed this ban on people, not allowing them to travel. You know, and he's not treating them well. You don't even have. I discovered that in North Korea, there is no freedom of religion. You're not allowed to be a Muslim in North Korea. You're not allowed to be a Christian in North Korea. It's that crazy. Are you shocked too? Like, I'm really shocked.
Those buildings were built for them by China, but North Korea completely sealed its borders before the window could be installed. So for the past 6 years, those buildings have remained without glass. So for the past 6 years, those
So guys, my new obsession is you know, learning about North Korea recently. Like I've been so obsessed with, you know, since I knew about their living condition of the country, how they are ruled by. I've always known that they were ruled by, you know, a very controlling leader, but I didn't know it was this terrible. You know, like I've been so obsessed. Anytime I'm not busy at work, I'm on YouTube, you know, watching videos about North Korea. It's crazy.
buildings have remained without glass. Those buildings were built for them by China, but North Korea completely sealed its borders before the window could be installed. So for the past 6 years, those buildings have remained without glass.
And you see, in this video I'm watching, like this lady can literally see North Korea from where she is in China. She just showed us a building that was built by China and donated to them. But before China could finish complete, you know, installing windows in those buildings, North Korea have closed their borders. So I think that at some point, North Korea borders were opened. I think that's what I'm going to make research on it to really have clarification. So no, China actually built them this building, like a lot of them, like about more than 20 blocks. Probably maybe it's low housing units, you know, for low earners. But North Korea closed their borders 6 years ago, and you won't believe that those buildings are still uncompleted and they have been abandoned. It's crazy.
Minus 20 degrees Celsius here in the winters. I'm genuinely curious how do they survive those freezing nights without even basic windows. We often say that visiting here feels like watching the Truman Show, separated by just one river, yet we are two completely different worlds. Actually, the people living here in Truman, China are also ethnically Korean. They share the same rules as North and South Koreans, but they are 100% Chinese citizens. They speak Korean, eat Korean food, and preserve traditional Korean culture. Street signs here are written in both Chinese and Korean. There are actually Christian and Catholic churches here, so I'm not really sure why some people think we can't practice religion in China. Are you looking for
So
a
this
designer for your
this
hotel project?
video I'm watching is, it's a research on. Okay, this lady lives in Tumen, China. So Tumen is very very close to the border of North Korea. It's just divided by a river. So this lady is showing me on her YouTube channel. She's showing me. Hey, hi, Pena Longa. You say I'm fake blonde? No, I'm not fake blonde. This is just a wig. Yeah, maybe I'm fake blonde, but it looks like you won't doubt that it looks nice on me. That I'm fake blonde. That's actually cracked me up. Fake blonde. What does that even mean? This is a wig. We wear wig in Nigeria. We don't wear wig because we're trying to fake blonde anything. You know. So tell me, has anybody been to North Korea before? It's just really sad. It's really sad learning about North Korea, how they live in abject poverty. It's really sad.
Project? It's not easy to find the ideal designer. Don't
Thank you for your compliments. Thank you so much. So if this is your first time, please subscribe to my channel, okay? So if you are just joining my life, I'm talking about North Korea today. Like recently, I just knew about them. I just knew how they live. Like they live in really, their leader. They don't practice democracy in North Korea. They practice anarchy. I won't even say that it's anarchy. Like their leader, their supreme leader is so controlling. Like the country is so in a very huge poverty.
culture here are very similar to Korea. Cold noodles, kimchi, bibimbap are very common. With everyone in the restaurant speaking Korean, a Korean Jewish playing on TV. I honestly feel like I'm in South Korea right now. There are actually thousands of North Korean women working in this city. Their wages are extremely low compared to local Chinese workers, only about $200 to $300 a month. On top of that, their government takes a cut, so they might end up with less than $100 in their pocket. Even so,
Can you
this is
imagine?
still
They
considered
say
high salary.
the North
back in
Korean
North
women
Korea.
that goes to Tumen to work. Tumen is a city close to the border between China and North Korea. So women go to that area to go and work. They earn lower than Chinese women. They are paid. They say from this research they are paid $200 to $300 a month, and the government takes almost all the money. Government takes. You won't believe how much the government. They say government takes almost $200. So if you are paid $300, the government takes $200, and you're left with only $100 a month. Is that not crazy? Government can't do anything for you, and you're trying to work to make ends meet, and the government is taking away what you are working for. That's really crazy.
But even though they are working here in China, they are not allowed to have any contact with us at all. This is the factory zone where they work, but the entire area is completely walled off and restricted. I'm going to see if I can get inside. 我可以进不？就是溜达溜达。我可以进
You see, why they are in China to work? When they are in China to work, they are not allowed to talk to any. They are not allowed to interact with the locals in that vicinity. They are just there to work and go back. So I'm creating a poll where I want you guys to participate. Okay. You think North Korea and South Korea will unite someday? I don't see that happening, but let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think.
我就是在这儿随便溜达溜达。
去这边游呢，你我看拿个摄像机可以啊。
因为我自己是一个博主。
博主也是这里头不允许拍照。
哦。
录像。
那如果我不拍照不录像可以进去吗？
可以，但是你要出来，你要把这些东西让我看看，你拍没拍照？
行，可以。
啊。
可以。
我还是奉劝你最好别进去了，这里也没什么好拍的。
哦。
啊，不是说不欢迎你们进来啊，这里头属于特殊的地带，尽量不要拍。
哦，就是很多朝鲜人在工作是吧？哦，行，那不进去了。
最好别进去。
行。
你要说你今天没拿这些东西，你说你进去我肯定让你进去。那你今天拿这些东西了，我肯定就是也不是不让你进去，但尽量不要进去，行不行？影响不好，不行。
行吧，好，谢谢啊，好，
谢谢你的合作啊，
好，再见。
Well, that was Bill. Actually, the security guard was right. Even if I got in, I couldn't say anything. They aren't allowed to leave promises on their own, so I didn't push it. My God, the level of North Korea's control is just insane.
I'm telling you, the level of North Korea is insane.
They are still confined to designated areas and forbidden from interacting with the locals. What's the difference between this and being in prison?
In prison, exactly.
This is China's border.
You know, the excessive control in North Korea is crazy. They are in China working. You know, the locals from the locals that lives very close to China border are allowed to go to China to work for some time, right? But they are not allowed to interact with the locals in China. They are not allowed. They are being supervised. So what's the difference of you being in prison? The control is just crazy.
Before the pandemic, when we traveled to North Korea from Truman, we first had to process our entry and exit paperwork in this building. Then we would walk through this gate and cross the bridge to enter North Korea.
Nigeria was quietly destroying my mental health. Not loudly, but quietly, silently.
Back then, traveling from Truman to North Korea was incredibly simple. For one day trip, we didn't even need passport or visa. But once you arrive in North Korea, there were many restrictions. You have to stay with your assigned tour group all the time, within only the designated location. Remain under the strict supervision by your boss. You won't allow to wander off, and you definitely couldn't casually talk to local people. Since the pandemic, tourism to North Korea has been completely shut down and still hasn't
I don't like picking calls from
This place has now become a popular tourist photo spot. Many visitors come here to succeed.
And I'm not the only one that doesn't like
The building directly
picking
ahead
calls
is
from strangers.
many visitors come. stay with your assigned group. We traveled to North Korea from 2 months. We first had to process our entry and exit paperwork in this building. Then we would walk through this gate across the bridge to enter North Korea. Back then, traveling from Truman to North Korea was incredibly simple. For one-day trip, we didn't even need passport or visa. But once you arrive in North Korea, there were many restrictions. You have to stay with your assigned tour group all the time, within only the designated location. Remain under the strict supervision by your guards. You won't allowed to wander off, and you definitely couldn't casually talk to local people.
Since the pandemic, tourism to North Korea has been completely shut down and still hasn't reopened. This place has now become a popular tourist photo spot.
Many visitors come here to specifically take pictures.
The building directly ahead is North Korea's train station. It displays portraits of Kim Jong-il's father and grandfather, with sentries standing guard at the entrance. On our side, many people are taking photos. On the other side, there are almost no one inside. Look, if I stretch out my hand, technically my right hand is already in North Korea.
To be honest, it's not just Westerners who are curious. You as a neighbor, we found North Korea incredibly mysterious.
The border is strictly managed with electrified
Good
fences
evening.
running the entire lane. And special place
Hi, good
units can be
evening.
seen patrolling
Osman, how are
everywhere.
you? No, I'm not lesbian. I'm straight. Abdulhamid, good evening. How are you? Thank you for joining my live. So what I've been talking about is, like, I just currently discovered North Korea, how their leader is extremely controlling. I learned a new information about North Korea. In North Korea, you are not allowed to own a car. You are not allowed to travel out of the country. You need permission to do a lot of things. Like, it's just, I'm just in shock. Like, in 21st century, they are still country this controlling. It's crazy.
City. All this security is to prevent North Koreans from crossing over.
It's not just Westerners who are curious. Even as a neighbor, we found North Korea incredibly mysterious.
The border is strictly managed with electrified fences running the entire lane. And special police units can be seen patrolling everywhere in this city. All this security is to prevent North Koreans from crossing over illegally. In the winter, the river turns into solid ice, making it a prime time for them to try and slip over to the Chinese side. Along the roadside, you can find a lot of vendors selling North Korean cigarettes and currency as souvenirs. It's now 7 p.m. and it's completely dark. Across the river, there are only a few very tiny pink lights.
North Korea operates scheduled electricity distribution. Power is priority for military and key industry, while residential areas receive very limited electricity, and they only got 4 hours of power a day. That's it for today's video. I'm a new vlogger sharing daily life in China from a local's perspective. If you enjoy this, please hit the follow button. It's the best way to support me. Thank you very much.